I'm joined by a gentleman who is going to help us, get to know more about this CBC, competency-based curriculum. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Please,
Thank you.
let's start with an introduction. Let us know your name.
My name is Victor Ezra. I'm a teacher, and more so I work as a full-time education consultant. I've taken part in the development of the curriculum designs with KACD, and thank you for having me.
Awesome. We are talking to the right person. CBC.
Yes.
It's something that is bringing about a lot of confusion. Kindly demystify that.
Let me say this. The journey to CBC started a long time ago. And CBC, they started from the Professor Douglas of the Able Task Force. These are the people who saw the need that we need to review the education system in Kenya. Out of it, when Uhuru took over the government, the process was taken a notch higher, where KACD in 2015, they did the needs assessment survey. The first stage in any curriculum development is called the needs assessment survey. It is to really check the gaps that are there in the 844. And after they found that about the existing gaps in the 844, then in 2016 they developed piloting materials, and in 2017 they started the piloting of the new curriculum CBC. So CBC was piloted in 2017, then in 2018, 2019 it was declared the process of the national implementation up to where we are today.
Now, we were used to 844, 8 years primary school, 4 years, then another 4 years. How is this CBC going about?
The structure of CBC is very good, because as opposed to the 844, where it started capturing the learning of the learner from the primary school, CBC goes further from the nursery school, whereby the learner should be able to get to school 2 years in nursery school, 3 years in lower primary, 3 years in upper primary, 3 years in junior secondary, and 3 years in senior school. So the structure of CBC is a bit different from the 844. One, it has the pre-primary. Number two, after the junior secondary in CBC, the learner is expected to choose what they will pursue in senior school. In the 844, the learner learns. In 844, it's called the equal curriculum. Learners learn all subjects, irrespective of irrespective of their ability, their talent, and their interest. Yes.
Now, there's also another argument. There are 2 years you have said in nursery school. At what age should that child be allowed into nursery school? Then there's also another argument that these kids are very young to go into junior secondary school.
One, a learner should join PP1 at the age of 4 years. CBC is based on what we call the cognitive development theory. It asserts that brain develops with age, and the brain is formally developed for formal learning at the age of 4 years. To the issue of the junior secondary, I'm surprised to hear so many people claim that the Kenyan child is really young to join junior school. Let me say this: the Kenyan child clears primary school oldest in the world, because all the other countries in the world they clear primary school at grade 8. Rwanda, grade 8. Burundi, grade 8. Southern Sudan, 8. China, 8. Britain, 8. Canada, where we borrowed the 844, they do up to grade 6. So it is only in Kenya where we do up to class 8. Tanzania, it is class 7. Uganda, it is class 7. If you do what is called comparative study in education, you'll find out that most of the countries in the world, they do their primary school up to grade 6. You can check Rwanda, you can check Burundi, you can check the so many countries, including Ghana and South Africa. So the Kenyan child is not young to join junior secondary. They will join at the same par with the other counterparts in the world.
Then there's also another narrative or argument that this information you're giving us is not available for people, and it's not being given in a form that people will understand, simplified form. What do you think the government can do to bridge that gap?
One, I want to say this, that KCD has prepared all the manuals that parents require to have. When you go to the KCD website, you really find there are even materials for parental engagement. CBC is the first kind of a curriculum that has come up with what the parent is expected to do. And when you go to the KCD website, there is a document on parental engagement. What is it that you expect the role the parent should play? It is well outlined and stipulated. And these materials are in the public domain. However, we are also encouraging schools to have forums where they should invite an expert who should talk to the parents so that the parent is on the know. Because one of the challenge we have is we have parents who take their children to school, yet they are not sure and they are ignorant on what and how their learners are learning in school. For example, sometimes you even ask a parent and random which learning areas, which subjects, the commonly referred in CBC, how many do your learners take at a certain stage. So I would really encourage the school directors, the school and teachers to invite the education officials to come and do parental engagement seminars.
There's also this other headache, allow me to call it that, that parents are facing, and they're saying that CBC is a burden to them because the assignments that these children are being given, the parents end up being the one who take up the assignments. What's your comment on that?
My comment is CBC focuses on what is called the hands-on experiences, where the learner is not only taken through the theory, but they should be able to be involved. They have the hands-on so that they can learn. Most of these resources, they should come from home. That is where the parent is expected to really provide. One thing we are talking to teachers, it is they should be able to give parents enough time after they ask the resources, maybe a timeline like 2-3 days, so that the parent does not feel like they are ambushed.
So we also have a task force that is going around and, talking to people and finding out what they have to say about CBC. And we also have people who come from the school of thought that we should completely do away with CBC because it's not of any help. What do you have to say about that?
Let me say this. The best way and justice we can do, it is to write to the task force. I've seen some people complaining they went for the meeting, they were not given the opportunity. The best way you can address your issues to the task force, it is through a write-up. You can do an email, you can do a memorandum, you can be a parent. Any Kenyan is allowed to do what is called the public participation. However, let me say this. There is no stage in curriculum development called scrapping. A curriculum cannot be scrapped. It can only be reviewed. That is why you have a hand from the president of Kenya, the deputy president, and the cabinet secretary. You cannot scrap a curriculum. You can only review a curriculum. The recommendations that you'll be given by the Professor Lafarumuniavu Commission, they will help to enrich. I know previously we had the Fatuma Chege task force, and mostly they majored on the issue of the transition. And I know, and I want to say this, irrespective of how they will say, learners who are clearing grade 6, they will surely transit to grade 7. And that grade 7 will be in the Republic of Kenya, whether in primary or in secondary, the application of law cannot be retrogressive. So learners who are clearing grade 6, they will automatically go to grade 7.
Thank you so much for clearing that for us.
Thank you. Wish you well.
Thank you.